Hello and welcome to Warcraft Daily for today, the 24th of October 2013. So in today's news we have hotfixes, repair costs, and a whole bunch of connected realms. And this time I really mean a whole bunch. It's pretty great news. So first of all, hotfixes, they've changed Death Strike so that now does 50% less healing for Blood Death Knights in Arena. This is probably in line with all the healing sort of things they've been doing the last while, trying to just make sure that arenas are a little bit less silly, I suppose, or something like that. I don't know. I guess they want it so there's a little bit less healing, then it ties into the dampening mechanic, and that it's less likely to have, say, a 20-minute draw, because they're not really fun for anyone. It just feels like wasted time. Also, Garrosh has been nerfed. Well, mainly his ads. All of the Garrosh ads have been nerfed in terms of damage done and healing done. Not ads, sorry, trash. And then the Sha ads that spawn in Phase 2 and 3 of Garrosh have also had a little bit of a nerf in terms of their damage and healing done. So it's all pretty much, it's all good. The trash on Garrosh was definitely a little bit excessive though. It wiped our group a few times, which is maybe a little bit silly. Okay, the group is silly, but honestly, when the trash is wiping you in LFR, the amount of people that just leave because the trash wipes them, it's ridiculous. So yeah, people stop leaving LFR and Blizzard stop having silly trash, because silly trash is not really fun for anyone. Now the next thing is blue posts, and there was quite a lot of chat in the forums about people just saying that repairs are useless, they don't add any gameplay to the game, they're not interesting, anything like that. Well, first of all, Blizzard said that they see a little bit of it as being risk-reward, and I suppose I do know what they mean. There's a little bit of a psychological thing when you die, and you think, ah, shit, I just lost 10% durability. The thing is that the risk isn't really the loss of currency, it's more the loss of time, because you couldn't be arsed to go and find the vendor to repair your things. So yeah, repair costs, they're definitely so low that they are nearly trivial, but I think that perhaps on a meta scale, they do a decent job of taking money out of the economy. At the end of the day, there is so much money that just keeps on going into World of Warcraft that they need some sort of gold sinks and things that will just passively remove money from the game. So if they want to perhaps make this more of a risk-reward thing, perhaps they up the repair costs for gear, although I don't really think that would go down well with players. They've been having it at such a trivial level for so long that they've cornered themselves. They can't really get out of that, and I don't think they should, because it would just be more trouble than it's worth. Also, we have a whole bunch of new connected realms, and I mean a lot. So first we're going to talk about the American ones. Deathicus and Deathrock are being added on the 24th, and also for the 24th we have Archinuodon, Laughing Skull, and then Hakar and the Egwin Gurubashi server. When I say Egwin Gurubashi, that means that they've already been connected, and that in this case Hakar is just being added on. Also Rivendare and Firetree, and then Dire Maul is being added into the Bloodscalp, Maive, and Boulderfist server. So there you go, that's happening on the 24th. Now for the Europeans, we are getting our first wave of servers. These will be happening on the 25th of October, and they are Hakar and Emerus. I think Emerus was the server Athene used to play on back when he was the world's #1 paladin and all that stuff. Also Terrar and Enishgel, something like that. I know, some crazy German name or something like that. Burning Steps and Korgal, and then also Thendras and Deathicus. That's Deathicus EU. They're also planning to add Mugthal to the Deathicus and Theradas server, and Temple Noir and Naxxramas. I don't know why Temple Noir sounds like a coffee shop in my head, but it does. Also, they're going to be adding Crush Ridge to the Emerus Hakar server, and they're also going to be adding together Sporgar and Scarshield Legion. Now, an interesting thing is that the initial EU realms, they are all the lowest pop EU realms at the minute, so it's really great they're being proactive in fixing these problems, and hopefully, well, basically they're only really adding one server at a time, so you could have a connected realm of, say, 4 servers, but they'd all be added one upon another. It seems like they're just slowly adding together until it ends up being just one quite big server. I wouldn't say a very high pop server, but at least a high pop server. I think that's the right way to go about things. So to prevent today's show from being ridiculously short, we're going to take one or two of the questions from some of the older Q&As. So the first one is about the Titans, and it is based on your old Gods video and done things. I've wanted to know for a long time now who and what are the Titans. Why are they going around the universe doing these things that they're doing, terraforming and bursting old god balls? And what sort of interactions do you think we'll have with them in the future? Well, as for their motivations, it's their jam. It's just what they do. I don't think it's really the thing we know specifically why they do it, because they haven't really been that well explored in-game. Like, well, I say well explored, I more mean they haven't been explored in detail. I like the way they're a bit mysterious at the minute, and people don't exactly know what they are. I think that's a good thing. I just think it adds another layer of just them being interesting as a plot device. So, yeah, what sort of interactions do I think we'll have with them in the future? Well, it's hard. If you take every meeting we've had with the Titan construct, they've pretty much been like, well, you're probably corrupted, you're probably evil, but we'll give you a chance to prove your worth. So that's like Nurashen. A good example is, in Ulduar, Algalon, yeah. Algalon, actually what he was trying to do is start the reorigination device for Azeroth, which would have destroyed the entire planet. So it's a good thing we stopped Algalon. But basically, the Titans, I don't really know. If we're going to be a substantial help in the fight against the Burning Legion, I think the Titans will be friendly. If not, I think they'll be indifferent. Perhaps they could be our enemies for one patch, and then we defeat we defeat a member of the Pantheon in open combat, and then to them, we have proved their worth, and because they seem to be kind of driven by logic or something, they would then turn to our side or something like that. I could see that happening. But, yeah, I think they're maybe... Yeah, it's hard. It's just very hard to know exactly what they think. I'd say they're not goody good guys. They're definitely not evil. Their whole thing they want to do is just order the universe. I suppose that is their real motive, is just to order the universe. So at least that's their thing. And destroying us, would that really be ordering it? Because we're not the source of the problem. We could be a part of the solution. Therefore, I think there's a good chance they will be friendly. But I don't think they'll be friendly for the sake of, oh, OMG, let's be friends. More for the sake of it just being useful to what they want to do and destroying the Legion. It also just depends when we see them. Like, do we kill Sagaris first? Before we see them? Or do we team up with them to kill Sagaris? That wouldn't fit in with the vision of Prophet Velen, so it's hard to know. Another thing is, do they even exist? The Pantheon might have fallen to old gods. It's very possible that happened, in which case we could see corrupted Titans, which I think would... well, it would be an excellent plot device. You could maybe have an expansion where you fight corrupted Titans, and then the next one, the actual Titans come back, or something like that. That would be a good way to spin out into 2 expansions, wouldn't it? Yeah, give me all the money for that one, Blizzard. But, yeah, Titans are interesting. We just don't know enough about them at the minute to make any really sort of good, educated guesses. Well, we can make educated guesses, but we can't really say anything solid. Everything's speculation. But I definitely can't wait. As for when we'll see them, I don't think it'll be next expansion. That'll be all Burning Legion focused. But perhaps in the N'Zoth expansion, or after the N'Zoth expansion, perhaps then we'll start to see the Titans. Whatever, at any rate, I want to see them because I think they're really cool. And we're actually just going to leave it at one question for today, so that will be it for today's show. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you next time.